Casey Alessio.
All right, well, don't go too fast. Wait 1 second. Oh my goodness, is she a natural up here or is she a natural up here? One more time. Hold on, wait, I'm not done. All right, so what some of you all might know is that wow, it does sound loud. It does sound really loud. Is that we are very similar in some ways. One way that we're not is that this right here is her comfort zone. It's not mine. My comfort zone is having fun, so we're gonna have fun first, okay? So we're gonna take a selfie, right? We're gonna take a selfie with however many people are in this room, a lot of them, and us. All right, I want y'all to be having fun, yeah, fun, hands up, fun. All right, ready? All right, yay, you're free now. Woo, thank you. All right, now I'm comfortable. All right, is that really loud? Is it loud? Too loud? All right, if it's too loud, holler. Tell me to shh. All right, who is excited for some crazy growth in their Arbonne business this year? Yes. How about some massive duplication? Yes. All right, well, a little intro before I dive in. Just kind of wanted to get your attention. I am Casey Alessio, Regional Vice President in Arbonne, and I love to just kind of sum up my story with the before Arbonne and because of Arbonne. Before Arbonne, I was overworked and underpaid. I was a social worker, had a pager on my hip 24/7, loved what I did, but I was a foster care case manager and it required a lot of hours and unfortunately not a lot of pay. So when my husband and I found out we were expecting our first daughter, things looked a little scary on paper. Daycare cost about what I made annually. And so I fast forward and I tell you, Arbonne found me at a perfect time in my life. And now I can say because of Arbonne, I'm underworked and overpaid. Who likes that, right? And guess what? I'm not even at the top of the company yet. So that's super, super exciting. Just celebrated 12 years with the company. I have won 10 free vacations from Arbonne. I love Arbonne's incentive trips. I have been in a free white Mercedes for quite some time. 2006 is when I first promoted to RVP. I've been at home with 4 babies. I have 2 precious daughters, 12 and 10, and 2 awesome boys, 7 and 3. And if any of you all are parents of both, you know they're very different in many different ways. And I will tell you that it's not a prerequisite to have 4 kids in Arbonne, so don't think that that's something you have to have. Missy had 4 and I had 4, and that's just a coincidence. That is not a prereq. But what I am going to dive in tonight, I'm going to give you a couple of warnings. I do like to talk fast, but I do have somebody up here that's going to wave if I talk too fast. So that's my first warning. My second warning is that I'm going to use you guys a lot tonight, so I need y'all to be ready. Don't be sleeping on the job because I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to get some exercise. You're going to be standing up and sitting down in certain areas. And I like analogies. I really like analogies. As I was writing this training, I just realized I really like analogies. So you're all going to hear a lot of them tonight. So don't be worried about taking too many notes. If it's important, I'll tell you what to write down. But I'm going to use a lot of analogies tonight because guess what? If you didn't know my topic, because you probably don't, we're going to talk about how to become a district manager making machine.
Woo!
Right? If you've been in Arbonne for a long time, you've probably heard it be said that if you can go district, you can go
nation.
Very good. If you didn't hear that, is if you can go district, you can go nation. And I remember the very first time I heard that, I was like, what the heck's that mean? There's no similarities there. There's 2,500 maintenance for district and all the way to 160,000 for nation. There's no similarity here. But I can tell you that over 12 years, I've learned that that is true. It is factual. If you can go district, if you can build a district, you can absolutely build a nation. So any BPs in the room, stand up. Awesome. You all were not supposed to be here. I don't like training for BPs. No, I'm just kidding. All right, area managers in the room. Awesome. Thank you. And our districts. Yeah.
Woo!
Woo, I love districts. And consultants. Awesome. Awesome. Well, I love to get to know my audience. And so we are going to talk about how that makes sense tonight. How does it make sense that if you can go district, you can go nation? What that means is that we have to become masters at making district managers. And I love the phrase, district manager making machine, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So Lisa gave me the topic of promote to district and promote out districts. So I was like, ooh, that's loaded. But I'm going to sum that up in becoming a district manager making machine. And so, again, I'm going to ask, just because I absolutely love the district manager level. One more time, again, all of my districts stand up. Stay standing for a second. I want you all to look around right now. That is super exciting. How many of you in this room would love for this to be your success line? Woo! How many of you would love to see this amount of district managers in your success line in the next year? What about the next 6 months? Does that freak you out? Woo! That's exciting. All right, thank you. I'd love to tell you that's going to be the last time you stand, but it's not, so don't get too comfortable. I want to make sure you're all very exercised and awake tonight. So does anyone feel like they've mastered that already? Does anybody feel like they're super, super, super good at making districts? I feel that sometimes in my business I have been there, and I've been like, oh yes, we've got this, we've got it conquered. And then there's been times where I've been like, do I even know how to make a district anymore? I don't know if I do. And so I've kind of overthought it. Recently, Deanna Holdren, I'm going to do that forever, Executive National Vice President Deanna Holdren shared with me the year she became a National Vice President. She started the year at 10,000 and finished the year at 200,000. I had to do the math a couple of times, and we came up with that's 2,000% growth. Who wants 2,000% growth this year? Oh my gosh, that gives me chills. Like, I am pumped to have 2,000% growth. Do you think that Deanna experienced this kind of growth because as a doctor, if you don't know her story, that was the reason she experienced the growth? Is that what you think? No, that was not. She might have gotten a little extra influence initially. That might have helped, but that definitely didn't cover the 2,000% increase. Do you think it's because she had a lot of extra time to go hit the pavement selling products to increase that much? No. Here, cue analogy one. What she did was stick herself into a copy machine and spit out lots of copies of herself and her Arbonne business. That's how she increased from 10,000 as a brand new area manager to 200,000 come the end of that year. And what she did was get very good at making districts. And so we are going to dive in for the note takers. Like Missy said, we're going to take some notes. 3 tips that's going to help you become a district manager making machine, which is exactly what Deanna did in order to experience that kind of growth. The first one, which happens to be my favorite, attached to the why, not the how. Am I talking slowly? I gotta get, when you focus on the why and the end results, guess what? The how will present itself. So, example, because I'm a mom of 4, I love this example. So those that are on my team are gonna sit here and they're probably gonna say it with me. They're gonna laugh, but it's the example that I love. If I decided to start a family, and I said, I want to have a baby, I'm not going to sit there and think of all the horrendous things that come with pregnancy. The morning sickness, the fatigue, the exhaustion, all the awful things that we don't even talk about. And we're not going to do that. That's not what we're going to do. When we find out we're ready to start a family, or we find out we're pregnant, what do? We find out, sometimes we find out the gender, some people don't. But we think about the end result. We think about the baby. What's the name going to be? What's the nursery going to look like? What's he going to come home in the hospital with? You know, is he going to have curly hair, straight hair, red hair, or hair at all? My husband and I fought over our firstborn, whether it was going to be a blonde or a brunette, and we fought so hard that we ended up with a redhead. So I was like, how'd that happen? So we have a lovely redhead. My husband's Italian, dark hair, dark eyes, and we have not one kid with brown hair. You never know what that end result's going to be, but you constantly look at the end picture. You're not constantly thinking. If you thought about all the awful things that are going to go on for, I don't know why they say 9 months, it's 10, but all those weeks, you would not do it again. And I signed up for it over and over and over again. I had 4. Marathon runners, I'm not one, but 26.2 miles, I think that is. I would think of the end result when I decide to run a marathon and I sign up for it. I wouldn't think of the how. I just know that if I sign up and I commit to the 26.2, that I'm going to figure out the how. So attach to the why, not the how. Number 2, don't spend too much time with too few of people. Whew, that one's going to hit some of us hard. I know that one hits me hard. We have to become multitaskers. We have to keep working our personal businesses, making districts while our team is also out making districts. And so thanks to my area manager, Valerie Cox, she gave me a good analogy here, because I was like, oh, I need an analogy that goes with this one since I love analogies. And it's cooking. You're gonna cook a dinner and you want, your main entree, maybe it's your protein and you've got some side items. You're not gonna cook one at a time. You're not gonna go cook the green beans and then let them sit and get cold while then you go to cook the chicken or whatever it is. You're gonna multitask. You're gonna be cooking a little bit of this and cooking a little bit of that, and you're going to be doing a lot of things so that your entree or your entire meal is prepared at the same time, or hot all at the same time. And so I thought that was an awesome analogy to just show us that if you're staying with one particular team too long, it can get cold. You can start to realize that you've spent too much time with too few of people. And that is not a recipe for becoming a district manager making machine. Number 3, the one that we're gonna spend the most time on this evening, and it's really, I think, pertinent to our business, especially after the jam-packed VP training or leadership training that we had today. It was awesome, and I just really think that this particular point is going to hit us in a place in which we can implement and take our businesses to the next level. And it is that we need to put ourselves and our team on a track that is measurable and easy to teach. Put ourselves and our teammates on a track that is measurable and easy to teach. And that is so that it duplicates without you. We are going global. We're going into multiple countries. We want businesses outside of our own backyard. This business has to be able to duplicate without us. Our job is to empower independent consultants, not enable dependent ones. If you're brand new consultant that's been in for only a week cannot go out and make a district manager without you, you are stalling your business, and eventually you're going to feel stuck. So we are going to break this point down into 2 parts. We're going to break down measurable, and we're going to break down easy to teach. So measurable, and here comes the next analogy. Football, basketball, whatever your sport of choice is, there are lots of plays in order to get to the end result. So let's just say, I only know one play, so I'm going to say like football because I know the Hail Mary. That's only because of like the Xbox with my kids. But football, the end result is that you want to score the touchdown, right? There's lots of ways in which they can get to the touchdown. There's lots of, from my understanding, there's lots of different people that can carry the ball over the finish line, I think. But the point of the matter is there's lots of hows, but there's one specific measurable goal. So that in order to win the football game, I have to score the 6 touchdown points, right? Or basketball, 2 points, whatever, you catch my drift. ENVP Sandra Tillinghast shared with us today that what gets measured gets managed. And that was like, that went right along with this point. Example, oil change. It gets measured, and then we manage it. Weight loss, if you start to feel like, oh, my ideal weight is this, and I'm, under, over, then you manage that. So the second part of this point is easy to teach. So Coach Jerry shared with us today that in order to duplicate, we have to simplify. It has to be easy to teach. My example here, or my analogy here is, because my daughters are cheerleaders, the dance routine has to be simple enough that after the instructor teaches it, the girls can do it. Or if you've taken a fitness class and you're in the way back of the room and the instructor's up here, you have to hope that the people in the middle are knowing what they're doing so that you're following what's going on, or otherwise you might still be doing like this step and they're over here doing another step. You have to make sure that if the instructor is here, that the people in the way back of the room know what's going on. And so hopefully that gives you a little bit of a visual. So I'm going to go back to my district managers. Do I have a volunteer in the room? Before you raise your hand, I want you to know I'm going to pick on you, and I'm going to pick on you like pick on you. I'm going to ask you lots of questions. So do I have a volunteer? I made it sound very exciting, didn't I? Oh, you're a volunteer. Come here. Yep, come on up. Awesome. Thank you. I had one volunteer. For those of you all who know me, you didn't even volunteer? No, I'm just joking. All right, I didn't want to know you because I wanted it to be a total random volunteer. Awesome. Do you mind coming on up here?
I gotta show off my ugly shoes.
No, okay, you can stay. You can stay right here.
But you have a sparkly top.
Your top is adorable. What's your name?
I'm Julia. Julia? Yeah, awesome.
Awesome. You're a district manager, correct?
I am.
Okay. I'm going to ask you how you got to district manager.
Oh, it was dirty. It was ugly. My journey to district manager took me 13 months. I thought it would take me 3. It was 7 people underneath me, all 7 stopping. And it was tears, it was belief in the stories that my upline shared, and a belief in myself and letting go of some of those bags.
Okay. So when you actually qualified, awesome, thank you for sharing. That was a lot. That was awesome that you shared. I love that because there's not a specific time in which you're supposed to get to district, and I love that how she said she expected it to take a certain amount, and it took a different amount. But she's still here, which is awesome. So I think she deserves a round of applause for that. All right, so but once you qualified district and then completion, kind of speak more to what you did to complete to district, if you don't mind.
I had to start making habits. So, whoever was the MC said we should all be national vice presidents if we're not afraid to pick up the phone. Well said. So I had to start making the habits of picking up the phone, and so I started every morning picking up the phone twice. Got done with the shower, started my day, picked up the phone twice. And I just continued to do that. To pick up, book activity. Okay, you want me to get into specifics? Okay. So it was booking activities, it was doing parties, it was doing virtuals, it was even doing Facebook Lives. I started doing what I was more authentic at. And as I started booking activities, then I would have parties, and I would not even sell mascara. It was really like uplifting. But what I had done was plug into my Monday phone calls every Monday. So I started to learn the idea of the funnel system, and I really leveraged the funnel system. So I went to a party, didn't book anything, didn't even sell a mascara. But what I did is try to set up another touch. And I did a lot of so I know this might have not been fit for you, but it was really fun to hang out. I've got another event next, we're doing Wine Wednesdays. Would you want to come and just hang out some more? And just did a lot of that, one more touch. Oh, you tried the skincare. I know you love that eye cream. Hey, would you grab 2 or 3 friends and I can give you the eye cream for free? So it was a lot of little, that whole funnel system, continuing to touch.
Awesome. I'm not done with you yet. Okay, so now we've had awesome, I love it. So this is perfect, and I didn't even stage this, volunteers, perfect. So we went on a one-on-one, you presented Arbonne to me, and I just said yes to your business. I not only just said yes to your business, but I said I am in it, I'm all in, I wanna be a copycat, I wanna go district as fast as stinking possible. What are you gonna tell me to do?
Well, frankly, I've had 9 people tell me that and no one has done it.
I'm going to do it.
So I'm going to actually wait.
She's doubting me.
I'm doubting you. And I'm going to wait and say, okay, awesome. Now I want to see if you can find 5 friends to the Healthy Living Program. It starts February 1st. We need to get all these orders in. Actually, I'm going to do that tonight with a new consultant about to sign up. And then we need to have one group gathering in which we're going to have all of our friends come together, and then we're going to do one online.
Okay, great. I'm going to totally do. Oh yeah.
Now I'm going to see if she's really up to run. Right? I'm not. That was another thing I had to do is I was investing too much in the people that were dragging me down. So to get to district, I had to let go of that baggage. I kept thinking these people were going to come along, and they didn't. So I'm going to wait and see if you book all this.
Okay. So I'm really going to do everything you tell me to do. Okay. I promise. All right. So I'm doing everything you tell me to do. How long should I expect before I'm a district manager?
So did you find your 5 friends?
Everything. Yeah.
You found your 5 friends, you booked everything, so we're going to do a launch party? When are we doing a launch party? Thursday. Okay, how many people are coming?
7.
7 are coming, great. So, you know what, do you think you have time to do a little bit more?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, so how much money do you want to make?
I want to be $1,000 a month.
$1,000. Okay, cool. So how many hours a week do you have to give to Arbonne?
Would you tell me what to do? I want to get
I'm just going to ask, how many hours a week do you have to give to Arbonne?
15.
You have 15 hours a week? Okay, that's great. So let's do this. Can you book 3 more events like that and then next week?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So if you want to get there in 2 months.
No, I want to get there now.
You want to get there now? Okay, so if you can do 16 events this month, we're going to move.
Okay, awesome. Okay.
Can you guarantee I'm going to be a district at the end of that?
I'm going to guarantee that you're going to be making money.
Can you guarantee I'm going to be a district?
No, because you know why? People quit.
Okay.
Awesome, thank you. You're awesome. She was more than perfect for my example. Guess what? We have a lot of hows in our toolbox, but the hows are not always measurable. I can tell you 30 and 30 is absolutely the track in which we're going to never run out of people. We're always going to have people to present to. We're always going to have faces in our business. We're going to have people swirling around in our funnel. I can tell you that Facebook Lives and Facebook groups and Facebook parties are totally awesome for my specific demographics in my life. But today we heard from Eunice Ray and Kelly Carpenter, Executive National Vice President Eunice Ray and her daughter, Executive Regional Vice President Kelly Carpenter, and we found out that they're very different and they like to do things very different. Anybody in here ever experienced the fact that like your upline's telling you to do things that maybe just don't fit your style? Yes, happens. Groups might be for you, one-on-ones might be for you, coffee appointments might be for you. The hows, as technology continues to increase, the how list is getting longer and longer. Executive National Vice President Donna Johnson touched on sharpening our tool with our one-on-ones and our drops today. Danielle Laver, Executive National Vice President, touched on how virtually she's grown some business this year. So our hows are awesome. We are equipped. Our tools are packed, but they're not always measurable. And they're not always easy to teach, because it took me a little while, but Joya eventually told me she wasn't confident that even if I did every single thing she told me to do, which isn't going to always happen, that she could guarantee I'd be a district manager at the time in which I wanted to be a district manager. And as leaders, in order for us to feel confident, we have to know that we can answer that question, that we can take somebody into that level. So let me see where I am on the... All right, yep, got that. All right, so what do you say we talk about a measurable and an easy to teach track? Yes, sound like something exciting? For sure. Now hear me when I say, and like I just mentioned, that there is nothing wrong with the hows. I'm not changing your hows. I'm not telling you to not do the plays that your coach has taught you. I'm absolutely 100% telling you that you have been equipped with the plays. The coaches have told you what to do on the field. What I am going to tell you is how to put in place a measurable track, because all of our businesses are going to be filled with a lot of different people, different ages, different countries, different cultures, different styles, I mean, I could go on and on and on. And so what we need to know is that as we grow and as we go globally and as we continue to expand our businesses, that we have to make sure that we're on a measurable track that focuses on the end results. And the end result is getting to district. So being that we want to become district manager making machines, we also want to start seeing people qualify area in their first month. We want to make that a norm, right? So the measurable track and a recipe for district is 20 ASVPs will equal a district. Our ASVPs from Arbonne are awesome. They are the best deals. They are super, super sweet in getting awesome products into the hands of our consumers. And guess what? 30 ASVPs will take you to first step area qual. Of course, when you're getting started, you'll have starter tools and you'll probably purchase a couple of those ASVPs for yourself, and those would count. Now, I'm not telling you all to go out and try to sell 20 or 30 by yourself. That would lead to a high burnout rate. That would lead to some exhaustion. So what we want to do is divide this up, because in network marketing, the key to success is duplicating ourselves. The key to success is exponential growth. In order to get exponential growth, you have to duplicate. And when we build with people, the QV will naturally increase. If you find yourself approaching close day struggling to get the QV you desire on the board, you're probably not adding enough people to your business. Your sponsoring is probably where you need to be focusing and not your QV. Because when you're adding the right amount of people, QV comes naturally. Do you know that it is statistically proven in Arbonne that a DM's likelihood of staying in Arbonne is increased 300% when they become an executive district manager, meaning they've promoted a direct district? All of my districts, stand back up, please. Stay standing if you have a direct district manager. Please remain standing if that direct district manager, meaning you're here, consultant A is a district. If that district has a district, please remain standing. That means you would have a third generation district. Look what just happened. Thank you. Again, I'm just going to ask real quick. All of the districts stand up one more time. I told you all, I warned you. Remain standing if you have 2 direct district managers. Remain standing if you have 3 direct district managers. Again, take note of what happened. We have to be able to continue to build the districts wide as the districts are going deep. And a lot of times that stalls out our business because the recipe has become too hard to remember, or because the track isn't measurable. So when you're looking at 20 ASVPs, it can be a combination of skincare and nutrition. They're 40% off. I'm going to break that down to the best ideal way in which it's A, easy to remember, B, it brings on a balanced amount of consumers and business builders. You're going to find 5 people to purchase an ASVP and teach 3 to do the same thing. Find 5, teach 3. Find 5, teach 3. I'm going to quiz you guys. How many ASVPs equal a district?
20.
How many ASVPs will put you in first step area qual?
30.
Awesome. So if I want to make a district in the most balanced, awesome way, I want to
Find 5, teach 3.
find 5, teach 3. Awesome. You are fast learners. So when we build with find 5 and teach 3, we are going to, and I'm going to really quick. I know Missy went over and now I'm going over. We're awful. Sorry, Ashley. You can go over too. I give you permission. So I'm going to really quick pretend like I have started my business and I find my 5. So I'm going to say, Carrie, hop on up. And you're, that whole row, just 5 of y'all stand on up. Right there, perfect. Yeah, these are my 5 new PCs. They say average 1 in 3 will become a business builder. So Carrie's going to be my business builder. And then Valerie, because I do some more coffee chats and some one-on-ones and some Arbonne Lives and all that other stuff, I recruit Valerie. And then I recruit Leah. stand on up. So now I have my Teach 3. So Valerie, real quick, is going to go run over there to that row and tell 5 of them to stand up. You go run to the next row and get 5 people. All right, awesome. So they all found 5 ASVPs. So they're just PCs. That's it. They're just purchasing product at 40% off. They're getting free shipping. They're getting a free gift. Like, surely, with all the tools you have, you can find 5 people to join either in skincare or nutrition. We have so many awesome tools for that. This is a district. This is it. Finding 5 and teaching 3. We have 20 ASVPs here. And it's not always going to work that way. Thank you all for participating. But what it gives is a track in which I can attach to what I'm going after. That's the why, and not the how. I can say, if I'm looking at my sponsor and I want to be a district manager as soon as possible, and I'm willing to do anything, I can go out and find 20 ASVPs if that's what it's going to take to get me to district, because that's it, that's proven, and it's measurable. It helps me to not spend too much time with too few people, which was point number 2 for my note takers. And that's because it's easy to duplicate. So our 3rd row here, who was on Valerie's team, one of them, because the statistic shows 1 in 3 is going to become a business builder, one of them becomes a business builder. And so when I come up to her and I say, hey, you get to go make a district. How are you going to do that?
I'm going to find 5 and teach 3.
Awesome. Did you need me? Did you need Valerie?
No.
Awesome, because guess what? You know how to make a district. And so your confidence is a little more boosted than the first scenario, because she didn't do it wrong, not at all. But she wasn't confident in the fact that the recipe would be easy. 1, 2, 3, and you're going to get the district. So this is a measurable track in which you can track people. And so that kind of, let me see here. Awesome. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to wrap this up. Finally. So now to wrap this up, I know there's probably at least one negative person in the room. I'm not going to call you out or ask you to volunteer, but I am going to say there's probably at least one person that's sitting here going, I've never sold an ASVP, my team doesn't sell ASVPs, my friends can't afford ASVPs. And thanks to Executive National Vice President Eunice Ray, I have a really awesome ending to this training, because this morning she said, and it was awesome. She's actually, if y'all don't know Eunice Ray, she's awesome. She's also one of 3 National Vice President Challenge trip earners. And she said, guess what? They don't want it. They don't want it. And I was like, whoa. She's like, we've got to stop sponsoring people that need it, because not everybody does what they need to do. Most everyone does what they want to do. And we want people that want it. And so if I'm going to give you a measurable, easy to teach track that's 40% off, it's the best stinking deal that we've got to offer. It's so sweet. And the company is actually booming in ASVP sales, then why wouldn't you run on those tracks? They don't want it. And so we are going to say aloud here in a second. We want people that want this. Quit dragging teammates, quit enabling, quit making and allowing excuses, quit asking for favors. We have a life-changing business. We want people that want it. And so that's what we're going to all repeat as I end. We have, not yet, I'll tell you again, we have a life-changing business, and we want people that want it. All right, you ready? Go.
We have a life-changing business, and we want people that want it.
And now, who feels a little bit more equipped to go make some dishes? All right, awesome. So I made it through. And I went over, and I told Lisa I would, so sorry, Ashley's got to deal with that. But I get the privilege and honor of introducing the fabulous National Vice President Ashley Stone, just returned from her first Maui MVP Leadership Retreat. And I have to say that she posted on Facebook that before she got to go, she was like a kid pressed to the nose of the glass candy store watching the MVPs. And that's kind of how I felt. Anybody relate? Yes? Y'all want to go back to Maui in 2019? Because I know I do. She is a total ball of energy, if you've heard her train before. Her business is absolutely booming. You might have caught her last year at Bash in Nashville, equipping us with a 30 and 30, or you've caught her Learn and Burn. And tonight she's back to help us Because guess what? You can't have the results I just discussed if you don't have people in the funnel. So I'm so excited to hear from Ashley tonight on 30 and 30 and beyond.